Hi everyone, this is one of the go-to looks I wear in my salon, which is a soft eye with soft lashes, false lashes, highlight, and bold lips. I wear this typically on a Tuesday to get the week going, getting some spice going, and just having a lot of fun. So let's get going on this look. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi everybody. So to get started on today's look, we have already applied all of our skincare regimen, and I pretty much keep it consistent until I need to buy something new. Maybe I will buy something completely new, or maybe I'll rebuy. It all depends on how I feel it's working for me, or if I could up my game. All depends. And then I put on my Anastasia Pro Base from Beverly Hills. Anastasia is from whatever. Anyways, Pro Base #1. It's this waxy, sticky base amazingness silicone-free primer that really helps your eyeshadows adhere and can almost practically be used as a concealer because there's a color tint to it. So wonderful stuff. For today's look, we're going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Miami palette, and this is a really great palette. It's very similar to the Taupe palette, so you actually don't need both palettes. If you are somebody like me who is a huge makeup junkie, absolutely adores makeup, and goes through quite a bit of color throughout the year as far as palettes are concerned, you can go ahead and grab both. It's entirely up to you. I think the cost is justified because they're only $29 each. There's a lot more of a sort of aquatic feel with this palette, and the Taupe palette has cranberries and stuff in there that this palette doesn't have. So we're going to start off with this nude palette, and if you're following along with the Miami or considering Taupe or Miami, this nude is a lot darker, just to keep in mind. It's very strange. I would have actually done it the other way around. Either way, great palette. So I'm just going to put this underneath the arch of the brow bone, the nude shade, and it does have a slight shift, a slight shimmer in it. Nothing to really write home about, but it's there. Easier. I'm going to go ahead and take Warm Taupe now, and this is the e.l.f. Mineral Blending Brush. It's just a little drugstore brush. So this tutorial is going to have a few inexpensive bites in with a somewhat affordable mid-range palette. So I'm just going to blend this in the outer corner of the eye. I typically do that a lot, I know. But we're just going to be contouring the crease, so to speak. And this will also help if you want to add a lot of brights and stuff like that, it'll help them transition onto fair skin a little easier. Now for the arch of the brow bone, you can see this one has a little bit more light underneath of it. So I'm going to be going in with vanilla, and I don't typically advocate doing this on any look really, doing a frosty brow bone, but this one only has a slight shimmer to it, so it won't move the brow ridge too forward. And if you have a very prominent brow ridge right about here, I would eliminate this step and just go with a traditional sort of flesh tone powder that is pretty much just a matte. And now for the outer corner of this eye look, we're going to be going ahead and taking deep brown. So I usually like to do a range of lights to darks before I really start planting my brush in the dark tones. Also, I find typically taking a brush that can blend all of the eyeshadows on at any part of the eye also helps the whole look sort of blend together and marry into one look very well. Eyeliner, we're going to be taking Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics eyeliner, or this is the color pencil, not the eyeliner, specifically a multi-purpose eye, lip, cheek, face, body paint pencil, and we're just going to place this on the waterline and the tight line. The eyeliner looks a little sketchy. Go ahead and take your finger and blend it through. I'm going to be taking Physicians Formula Nude Wear Foundation for today's foundation, and this is a really beautiful sort of glowing foundation, and I love the packaging too. I really just pounce that brush to get the saturation of the foundation. Using a sponge is really nice because it really helps make everything really even. Now, for today's concealer, we used something very lightweight and very spot concealing more than it is an all-over concealer. So that takes sort of the weight off the face and helps us keep that pretty summer glow. The foundation I took was the Physicians Formula Nude Wear, and it's very glowy and almost translucent and seamless on camera especially. It's that way in person, but even more so on camera. And then you have that pretty look, that nice glow. If you take a very light layer of it, it can almost react as a tinted moisturizer. But if you want an even more sheer, you of course are welcome to blend it with your moisturizer, and you have a perfect at-home moisturizer. So my concealer was the Wet n Wild Coverall Concealer, and we just used it to spot conceal rather than to conceal the whole face. That will take some weight off the face. Plus this stick concealer is very condensed and creamy, but at the same time it doesn't travel too far. So it's just right for covering up little mess ups, boo-boos, skin irritation, discoloration, and there's not a lot of skincare in it, which is a good thing, because sometimes if you have a lot of skincare in your foundation and a lot of skincare on, it can just kind of create a drying concoction on your face. So for today's under the eye area, we're going to be taking Glisten, which is honestly one of my favorite things to take underneath the eye. It just creates this very sort of iridescence. I like it. I'm going to be taking Caramel? Sorry. I think my brain was thinking of other colors and other palettes. So for the mascara, we're going to be taking the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I still have yet to purchase anything else at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead and use that up. I'm not an advocate in throwing anything away, and I'm still not sure that Estee Lauder bought Too Faced, so we'll just use this until further notice. And now I still have not decided if I want to do false lashes or not, so I'm just going to go ahead and go with the face powder. And this is the Wet n Wild Coverall Pressed Powder in Fairlight, and it works wonders. It really does, and it's very matte. So what I like about it is that it doesn't absorb too much sun glisten. It looks very natural. And we're going to go ahead and take this up on the Styling Tools Green Bamboo brush. Kind of still trying to stick with some affordable things in there. This brush is very affordable, no exception. So I'll usually try to get it very cleaned up with the powder. And now I'm going to be going a little backwards here. Bear with me. This is the Illamasqua Gleam Cream in the shade Aurora, and it actually works better with a setting powder on the bottom. If you do it the opposite way with the setting powder on top of this, you'll lose the luminosity. I'm so sorry. I know I'm always rubbing my nose. Power outage. So we're gonna experience a little power outage. I'm sorry about that, but for lashes, we're going to take these lashes. So the lashes should look somewhat like this once they're adhered, and you might see a little bit of glue. That's perfectly normal. Let's face it, the only people at home right now are hairdressers, nail techs, makeup artists, and bartenders. We should all be working. Shame on us. Anyways, we'll put it up. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of eyeliner over the top of the lash band once the glue is fairly non-existent. Pop that up with a little bit of mascara. If you plan on only using these lashes once, these are the ones to do it with. Something that costs a few cents per lash. You can go away. I'm going to take the Physicians Formula Mineral Glow Pearls in Beige Pearl. And we're just going to go ahead now and sweep that over the Illamasqua Gleam Cream, and it will just create a little bit more of a richness. Illamasqua's blush right here, and this is Tweak. I always want to say this is Hussy because it's so red, but it's Tweak. Hussy is a pinky orangey color, more pink than orange, and we're just going to put a very light amount. And we're going to be taking the Too Faced Ross and Rachel bronzer, and I bought this one on my 30th birthday, like the day before, I think. Yeah, the night before. Then I went out to tea with my mother. It was so much fun. I'm so glad I uploaded those pictures right before the factory removed all the pictures from my old phone. And now for lips, I'm going to be taking the Honeybee Gardens Island Spice.
Now with this lip liner, I'm just barely tapping the outer line of my lips very softly. I'm just going to start filling them in right here. Just getting that lip liner really kind of fine on. Then I'm going to start barely coloring them in. Once I color them in, I'm going to put a little bit of a fine line in my natural lip shape. This will create the illusion of a fuller lip shape inevitably. Now I'm taking my Cailyn Cosmetics Extreme Matte Tint and Expressionist, named after an art movement. Gorgeous cherry red with a hint of orange. And it's a tint, it's a matte tint. And so you just need a very light hand of this. Be very gentle with it. It's more of a lipstick than a gloss. That's why the doe foot applicator is flat and rubbery. Yep. Press it in my lips. Get that pucker going. And I'm just closing up the tube. I don't need any more of it. And oof, it's bleeding because I put on too much. So lip liner it is, and we're just going to make that line really crisp and precise. And I love the Honeybee Gardens lip liner in Island Spice because it doesn't steal the show from a bolder color. It just really makes it perfect on blotting. Just got a little too much on. And I'm taking the Wet n Wild Coverall concealer. It's the fairest shade they make, I believe, if not the second fairest. And just cleaning up the lip line, getting it real precise, blending it in with my finger. Again, lip liner. That is a mirror from the Venomous Villains collection from MAC years ago. And I'm just going to be more concealer. Oh, I can't use that. There's some lipstick in it. Oh, okay. Now we're going to take my sponge and blend that in. It's the Real Techniques blending sponge in case you wanted to know. Yeah, we're all done. All good. Yep. And that is the gorgeous, gorgeous lip tint Honeybee Island Spice. And of course, the last step, the concealer.
And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. This is a very matte tint, so take just a little bit of it. As you can see, I had to do a lot of cleaning and a lot of touch-up, but awesome stuff. I love Expressionist from Cailyn Cosmetics. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.